I first came across the family therapy program during one of our church and mental health conference. I think it was back in 2010, if I recall correctly, where during one of the breakout sessions we were discussing pastors' roles as gatekeepers in their communities and how useful that could be in terms of early intervention for mental health.
I joined because a lot of the work that I do is around mental health and well-being, and I see a lot of people in and around the community whose lives are severely impacted by mental ill health. And one of the things that we know for a fact is that our people access health very late, mental health even later still.
We call it family therapy, but really it's known as systemic therapy. And it's the systemic word that really, I think, I want you to kind of home in on that. The idea that the problem doesn't just lie within the person, but that the person and their problem is connected to the systems, whether social or political systems around the person. And so it's a natural fit for what we do here as a church.
Well, I mentioned the word stigma because there isn't a Urdu Gujarati word which means mental health politely. And I'm a mental health first aid instructor, and having worked in different regimes in Kingston, I have seen the need amongst our elders. I've seen the need amongst the worshippers in Kingston Mosque.
The fact that I feel at the moment there aren't enough good services for particularly Muslim women. And I see that in my work as a GP, but also in the voluntary community work that I'm doing. And so I felt that this really was going to provide me with some really key skills that I wasn't going to receive from anywhere else.
And to be able to provide a service where people see those who look like themselves, I think we're likely to reach more people that way than waiting for people to go and access services that's out there for them.
They need to deal with people in the local community who they're already familiar with, who are culturally sensitive and are aware of also the clinical issues that they're presenting with.
I think it's a marvelous way of cascading that knowledge into the community, getting second, third, fourth generation Muslims in our communities who are already graduates and other things, so giving their time and getting something out of it themselves.
I think it's really great that the pastors, that the black church pastors have kind of began this, and now I'm excited to learn that the imams are studying systemic therapy and that the wider Anglican or church clergy are also expressing an interest.
This is not about a group of Muslims, a group of Pentecostals, a group of Anglicans going out into their community. This is a group of trained practitioners working together to meet the needs of those out there.
So they're really, as well as being our brothers and sisters in faith, who are our older brothers and sisters in faith who have preceded us, we see them as similar in this context where they've already done the course, they've already come across the challenges, but also seen the positive effects. And in a recent meeting that we had with them, which was really very eye-opening, but also really quite inspiring, to see that they have now set up their own family therapy clinics within their churches and, you know, have supervision groups and are really effectively dealing with the issues in their community. And I hope that we'll be able to learn from them and have already started to learn from them as well, seeing how they've really combined family therapy and a spiritual model into something, into a new hybrid model.
And becoming more professional at helping people, because the one worries I have, there are many good Muslims or good people of faith who do a lot of volunteer work, but this will take us into a new field.